Total review, guys. Get right to it. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela, the Caddy Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. You know what to do, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get right to it. It's been a while since we've been in the studio. I think the Oscars happened. It's been a while since we've been able to knock out all these movie reviews. And then come to find out, when I was looking at my old archive footage, come to find out there's been a lot, about 8 or 9 episodes that I did not publish. So I'll be publishing them very, very soon this week. We got our vlog coming out, so I want to really emphasize this, guys. I know everyone's getting ready for Super Mario. I know we are, but do check out our vlog. It took me so long to be done, and I took a lot of time with it, and I was just like, dang, I try to crunch it as much as I can. 45 minutes, that's good enough for me. So, yeah. But anyways, let's get right to it. Angela, what are we talking about today?
So we are reviewing the movie Tow. So the true story of Amanda Ogle, a homeless Seattle woman who fought her way out of tow company hell to reclaim her life and car after receiving a tow bill for $21,634.
Yeah, that's insane.
I think that's crazy that it was based on a true story. But kick us off, Ryan. What were your initial thoughts going into this film?
Yeah, this drama, true story here. The movie follows Amanda living in Seattle and knowing how much fees and how much it's realistic terms here, right? So it's like I thought it was movie magic that created this essence of like 21,000. Like I thought it was over dramatic, but no, it ended up being very, very true. And I was just like, wow, that's insane to me.
Just shows how corporations will screw over the middleman.
That's how they are, middle woman, and it really would. And yeah, for the fees to start that around the charges and in knowing that it exceeded it and knowing that they still made another LLC upon this, we're like, oh yeah, no, we just changed it to another LLC. So now you got to do Supreme Court. It's so many loopholes in our justice system when it comes to corporations and everything, but that's corporate America for you. But anyways, one of the things I did like with Rose Byrne, she was good. She really was. I'm a fan of her. We've seen her in so many Neighbors. We've seen her in so many other projects, right? But here's the thing with me. This movie took a while to kick off. It really did. I'm not gonna lie. It took a while for it to kick off. There's a lot of moments in this movie where I'm loving it to a certain degree, and then at the same time, though, I'm just like, where is it going? It's taking too long? It was like it'll pick up speed and then it'll drop again, and they'll pick up speed and they'll drop. It's one of those movies where it just keeps going like this, and I don't like movies like that. For me, it's a random casting here, but we were able to get Demi Lovato in here. Academy Award winner Ariana DeBose was in here. I thought she was great as playing Denise. Demi Lovato was, I don't know, she was weird. It was a weird character. It really was. It just didn't seem to me that she was Demi Lovato. I don't know, it's weird to say, but I guess that's what comes with acting, right? But yeah, strong performances. Rose Byrne, she really carries this movie because it's about her story. It sucks. Life sucks. Fees suck. They charge a fee for a credit card.
And the fact is also, it's not just the fees suck. It's just the fact that a company is taking advantage and they're getting away with it. And if it's to her, how many other people have they done this across years, decades,
whatever? Many people, yeah. Many people, yeah.
I think that's the whole point, is like how highlights how corporate, like you say, corporate America, these corporations, really take advantage, and how really unfair and unjust it is. So it is this woman fighting for not like for anything other than just to get her car back. And I think that's really admirable. And I really like that it was based on a true story.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I agree that the cast was pretty cool. I loved seeing Ariana. I liked seeing Demi. I even liked seeing Octavia Spencer. I love Octavia Spencer. Even the surprise face, Dominic Sessa. He was pretty cool. He was Rose Byrne's lawyer.
Yes. He was really cool to see in here as well. And then,
like the cast was great. I agree. There were some points that could have been a little bit
better, way better.
Up. I agree. My interest kind of did dip a little bit because there are certain moments, and it wasn't that it was a slow movie throughout it. There have been, like you say, slow burn movies that have kept my interest. It's just for some reason it did wane on this one. I felt like it was a little scattered. Yeah, it wasn't as cohesive as I wanted it to be, but it was still a pretty inspirational story. That one woman went toe to toe with this corporation, and she essentially won.
Yeah, no, it was great.
And it's not a spoiler because that's actually what happens in real life.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's the thing too, is that like I was rooting for it from the beginning, but then it just again it just I get it. It took a while, and we had to really show that. But you could have done that in time lapses, like 2 years later, or like something of that nature. But hey, whatever. I could understand why. I think this has a low Rotten Tomatoes score at the same time too. But anyways, I didn't. Más o menos, it was okay.
Yeah, it was not my favorite. Like I said, it was enjoyable, but I definitely there are other films that I would recommend or say that I would watch again.
It's sad though. This movie's very, very sad because it talks about homelessness. It talks about the procedures, the services of the city to homeless people. So it talks about that. It talks about how many beds, it's of course every homeless, the shelters, and you get to see like there's there's so many rules, especially if you live amongst among like these shelters and everything. So it was really interesting to see that, no drinking. I think one was like no drinking, no drugs, or a curfew, right, and stuff like that. Because like you can't just have people come in and out, and then a lot of these times these people, a lot of times they fall under that, drug addiction and all that stuff, or deal or none of that stuff, because it's hard to get a job, right? It's hard to do all that stuff. But I really did like this movie. This movie was really good. It brought up a really good points here in our society, in our city. I mean, we're not in Seattle, sorry, but like in Seattle, but like even more so in our city, Haven for Hope. We have Haven for Hope here, which is a homeless shelter as well. And so like,
I will say, I think services like that should be dramatically more funded.
It's always tough.
I just feel like there should be more resources for people in those situations that they struggle. Because again, it showcases not only just her struggle, but as she befriends some people in the shelter,
their experiences,
you share their experiences. So, and again, even though, this was mainly about her, you get to see insight onto what happens all across the U.S. Yeah. So I thought that was really special. I got you. Again, it wasn't my favorite film, but again, I did appreciate that it was based on a true story. I think that was really interesting. Yeah, let's go to ratings, Angela. What do you give this rating for this movie? I'll give it a solid 5. Oh, wow. That's actually really pretty damn good. I thought you were going to give it lower than that. Yeah, I would give it a 5 because it was pretty average for me. Like I said, it did not keep my interest as much as I wanted it to, unfortunately. I was rooting for her for justice to prevail in the end, for her to get her car back. It was not just her home, but it was like her lifeline to her daughter. So I really, Rose was so exceptional in this, and I really... really wanted to root for her and her character. So it was very interesting. But again, there were certain parts that were just not as interesting to me. So overall, it would be a 5. A 5. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to do the same thing. I really think this is an average movie. There's a lot of moments in here that I really did like. I really did love the vulnerability here when we get to see kind of the, what she went through, and what experience she got out of this by just suing one company really letting over the value of this vehicle. This vehicle probably only cost $1,000. Really exceeded the value of it, and just did not want to let this vehicle. Honestly, honest to God, you could have just let that vehicle go and then be done with it, and then boom, get something better. Like, but she had no money to get better, and she needed no, not her. Job. I'm not her. The corporation. Like, it's like just let it go. Like, there's other bigger fish to fry, but they didn't see it. Corporations. Yeah, true that. People. All right. There you go. There you have it. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That's our rating. We give it an average rating, guys. So we do recommend go see this movie. I would say I recommend it for streaming. It's definitely not the movie to go see in theaters, I would say, because it's definitely you can watch it in streaming at home. But that's just my take here. But anyways, All right, guys. Well, there you have it. As always, I am your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan 680. I'm Angela, that Kelly Ange. Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. We'll see you at the movies. Laters.